I just think you should stand more, just a bit across a little bit. Well, we can both move to one side. You'll just be a little bit silhouetted. Okay. But your intro is from this side and then move that way.
Okay, welcome to It's Chemistry, weblog, or vlog.
That's it.
Number 1. This is just a trial, so it'll be probably as bad as podcast number 1. My name's David Coe.
But with a lot less swearing, probably. Or not.
This is David Wilson. Dave
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yes.
And we're going to talk to you today about permission marketing online, and if we get time, persuasion pathways, but we're aware of the bandwidth issues here, so crack on, Dave.
Okay. The whole principle of our approach to permission marketing is looking at the website in terms of its layers. And we call these the layers.
Talk to me of the camera.
The camera, if
Okay.
you want, or the board.
All right.
Layers of permission, we call this. So if you think about the highest level of permission you would give anybody in your organisation is probably somebody who actually works for you. So if you think about maybe your intranet as a blob of permission, the next people you're going to give permission to will probably be your really, really best clients. And you might give them access to, say, extranets and things. So we'll give them another blob of permission. The next people you're going to talk to are probably going to be people you're doing a little bit of work with, but also people who
get it.
The guys who get it, the guys who are a bit tribal.
Download our client brief.
Yeah, or would read our e-newsletter and click on links and do things like that. So there's another blob of permission. And each one of these is a lower level of permission as you go. The next level out is really just your prospects, your general audience. So the people who are going to come and maybe interact with you at one level or another, or have read something or seen you or met you, but aren't necessarily spending money with you. So that's your kind of prospect audience. The lowest level of permission is, of course, people who just come to your website, which have no permission at all, really, because they've just found you wherever they are. So,
as you can see here, this is an onion.
It is an onion,
yeah, and that's why our web strategy, we call it onion strategy.
Yeah, about layers. So the key is to think about, how did a person who sits in this ring get there? Because they probably started here, or actually started right out here. So the idea of permission marketing is to bring people through your layers. And it's a bit of reverse psychology, because if that person there went through each level of permission to get there, then there's no reason why you can't find people in the outside layers of permission and actually do some of the things you did to that person and bring them up the way. Now ultimately you've still got to sell to them, you've still got to make them a client, but there's no reason why you can't bring them through the outer level of permission by pushing things to them and doing things that you would do to that person. So if, for example, you would give that guy a client brief or a white paper or a case study or a presentation,
or buy a chocolate,
or buy him a drink, then why don't you do it to that person and see if you can bring them up through the layers? Because the closer they get to the middle, the more likely they are to be a client.
And this is Seth Godin. I mean, this is basically all the Seth Godin books that we've read applied online.
Yeah.
What we're talking about here is turning strangers into friends, friends into customers.
We are.
That's the process.
And the key to our websites is that they track where people are within the permission layers.
Yes.
So and also they encourage people to jump from one layer to another. So, for example, if we've got this guy's email address because he's downloaded something, we then send him an e-newsletter where he downloads something else. He's actually self-permissioning, effectively.
Yeah.
He's going through our permission layers, and it's all automated because the website is managing it, and the website can report on any element of this. Now, to do that, what we need below the website is databases. So we have databases that track the activity within the website. We have databases that are driving the content in dynamic ways. We have data assets behind here as well. Now, ultimately, this is one database, but I'm just trying to illustrate the point. That's below the website. So we have a kind of line that says below.
Yeah.
Now, above the website, you've got to push people to your layers. So you've got to push people to you. So above the website, you might have a landing page or a Google campaign or a press release.
It's a DM, a
or
promotion,
direct mail, or whatever it might be.
Unpack.
And in fact, what you probably do is push people into level 2, but who interacted with you. So you jump level 1, and you push them through. So that's above the website, which is your lead generation activity. Below the website is where you're tracking. Now, where this becomes persuasion pathways is that there's going to be a
I was
fast
about
track.
to say, I don't think we've got time to do
We
persuasion.
have this.
All right,
great-
persuasion pathways.
Persuasion pathways is based on two things. One is
It's based on me nicking the phrase persuasion architecture from a company in America,
Right.
but we've adapted it and created our own spin on it.
which is effectively a fast track route of getting people through by persuading them at every turn. So
we
instead of people
path to
absolutely,
get through.
and instead of people coming just to your homepage, if they came to another page
we
with your
talk to each
site,
other.
and effectively every page on your website is a homepage, but
Yeah.
if they came to a site within a page within your site that by being there they'd crossed a certain line or they'd effectively opted into a certain kind of way of thinking, then you could fast track them right up to the point where they're almost a client by giving them the information they need. Now the other interesting thing is you can take a much more tribal approach to this. So you could take a whole section of your website that might be all about one subject or one theme or
call
one
like a community of interest.
or a demographic.
Sector. Yeah.
And you can create those people into a tribe. So then they might have their own e-newsletter, their own.
But again, it's actually that you have different tones of voice for different people, and you can actually deliver that dynamically as people are working their way through the site.
So the thing you're talking about ultimately, the thing we deliver is websites that are created dynamically, created online, in the moment when people are looking for it, in the tone of voice which they want to hear.
I was going to talk whilst drinking.
Offering them the thing they want, which gets them up through the permission layer. So our whole website strategy is based on delivering this model.
And lots of wireframes, lots of testing, lots of prototypes, lots
And
of
lots of split
storyboards.
testing.
You won't see a design from us at stage one. Directional visuals maybe, but just to get a feel for the direction.
It's a lot more likely that we map out a persuasion pathway as a storyboard up on a wireframe, and then say that actually that we'll split test this two ways, than there would be that we go. Here's the
And we can do
options
split testing dynamically now as well because of the content management system we've got behind the persuasion.
And we deliver everything here: the pushing tools, the back office, the whole thing.
Okay, so that's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much for listening.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Open University.
I got to the point where I started to. I thought, this is Open University. Don't look at the thing behind. We're spending too much time looking here.
I think we'll have to grow beards for the next one.